are very, very happy again because for this episode, we have somebody who understands beauty. And she is a dream to work with as far as event styling is concerned. We always look forward to having her. I refer to none other than Ms. Jo Claravall, who is now happily sipping away with her white wine. Yes?
Hi, Rita. Thank you. This is a great way to spend the morning drinking with you.
I know, isn't it? I mean, it's like I was thinking, what am I going to have today for drinks? And I said, okay, I have a
Yeah.
long, I'm just having orange juice right now. And because I had
Okay.
coffee already. So I envy you. You're having your white wine.
Sorry, I didn't know that this was like a non-alcoholic,
Oh,
drink.
no, no,
So,
no,
but
not at all.
we can drink whatever, right? I
Yes,
guess it's gonna loosen us up.
yes,
And it's a
exactly.
celebration right now between you and me. I feel like it's a celebration.
I know. And no, don't worry. In fact, I was debating between orange juice and a rosé. And I said, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Joe drinks. So I said, okay, I'll play it safe. I'll go with an orange juice. Next time, we will
Yeah.
drink wine together. How
Okay.
have you been? What's up with you?
Good. I think I've gotten used to this new normal. What's up with me is I've been doing
Okay.
like I think on IG I've been doing style hacks, so things have kept me busy.
Okay.
I've been keeping productive. It's been great, and also I've recently Mother's Day. I've kind of uh I've did arrangements for people for mothers
That's
especially.
good.
So I
Yeah.
guess it's my yeah. So it's my way of sharing what I do best to people. So I
Yes.
felt happy doing.
But we say ever since the lockdown started, you've just been at home, right?
Yeah. One time the grocery.
Okay, I hope you bought enough groceries because, well, the lockdown's going to be extended and everything. So people are, buying stuff
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah. Is the
Yeah.
family with you? Are you alone? Who's with you?
Oh, I have a cat. So, it feels like you're alone but not. And my cat's very independent,
Yeah.
so she feels like she's alone too, even
Oh,
if
oh
I'm
my God.
around.
Okay, so you only did the grocery run. Did you visit
Yeah.
parents or anybody? Yes, you did.
Well, my parents are gone. They're in a
Okay.
better place, much better than where we're
Yeah,
at.
yeah, okay.
No, but my sister lives in the same building. I live in a condo. She lives in the same building. So when I did my grocery run, I kind of gave her, and then sometimes we'll bump into each other when we need to go to the lobby. But
Yeah,
apart from that, I've never been in contact with everybody. I think now the new normal is to not be in contact, and that's showing you're caring, right?
yeah, correct, correct. Well, I hope your condo is also very strict, like ours. I also live in a
So,
condo. They're really
yeah,
quite strict about it, which is the way it should be,
yeah,
naman eh, di ba?
yeah,
But
really, really.
when was your last event? March?
You know, oh yeah, my last event was just before the lockdown on the 14th. So, if you think about best
Okay. Oh,
business practices, we've actually done our thing. We've everybody wore masks and everything else. So I'll tell you about it later. But grabe, you never think it'll be that difficult.
yeah,
But if you really push and do it,
yeah.
there's nothing impossible.
Were you, because there was already word about it, and we were talking to
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
our guests who were saying already about this COVID-19 that they had known about
yeah.
it, but it wasn't something concrete, right? I mean, it was
Mhm.
like you
Yes.
hear about it in Wuhan, China, and other places,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess we were not prepared about the extent of this. And I just wanted to know, once it hit you, what about your people and everything? How are they?
Um, well, it, the fact that you hear it in the news and then it actually being real is super
Yeah,
difficult. Um, I think nobody was prepared for the outcome of what is happening now. So, my people, they're all right. I think they're keeping positive, but I feel like they're a little disheartened because of everything. I mean,
yeah,
everyone's out of work right now. Supposedly when this started, we had a line of events, series of events already planned
yeah,
out.
yeah,
And
correct.
then what was the plan was maybe they moved a couple of months because things were so uncertain. You think that after the lockdown we'd resume normal lives, right?
Yeah,
But
like
I
it
think
was
it
just a
became clear,
pause. Yeah,
yeah. And then it became clearer that after this lockdown, we're not safe. So I think we should just listen to whatever the government's telling us. If they extend lockdowns, we'll all agree. So that in return, I think has kind of like so made everything real. I mean, the
Yeah.
staff more so think that they're just gonna hang on and maybe wait because that's all we are going to. That's all that we're. I mean, at this point, that's all that we kind of like. I need a drink. That's all that
Yeah.
we are supposed to do, right? What's
Yeah.
else? What are we else to do?
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with you at this point. I guess we just have to follow what is out there, what they're asking us to do, lockdown, safety
Yeah.
precautions, and everything. So you mentioned
Yes.
briefly that you have a whole lineup of events, and so you're dealing with postponements. How do you allay the
Yes.
fears of the brides, your couples, whether existing or interested in getting your services? How do you allay their fears?
So communications open between us and the couple. So we they obviously first is they reschedule their events. So
Yeah.
when they push back, the dates are available, and then as much as we want to obviously service them,
Yeah.
will as long as the dates are open, then they move, then everything's good. And then obviously we reassure them that their event's gonna be beautiful because I think that's the whole key of being a stylist is to make everything beautiful. So I mean, we are one with the couple stream of
Yeah.
having with them.
So, if they postpone and of course, you're available, is there a postponement fee?
None.
Okay.
We are working, and I think we're all understanding that the situation is happening to us. So as much as we can, we with them and no postponement fee at all.
Okay. Have there been any cancellations, or it's just mainly postponements?
Luckily, all postponements, no cancellation. So
Oh, that piece that sounds very positive and everything. Because I also wanted
yeah,
to ask because there are suppliers out there also who, because of the nature of their work, um,
yeah.
you know, um, sometimes their office is already closed. So does the client
Mhm.
reach out to you through the regular means? I mean, the usual emails and IG or whatever.
Well, Zoom has been very helpful. I
Okay.
think that's the whole pivot now. We've kind of like migrated online.
Yeah.
So before that, we would set meetings and then, we would meet them over coffee, over lunch.
Yeah.
Now that's not the norm. We just do it online. In a way, I think it's become more convenient.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, right? Right? I mean, you don't travel, you do a lot other things. You get to plan your day,
Yeah.
and if this becomes like the new normal, we get to do a lot of other things. Our work's very toxic, right? I think we do a lot of planning and do a lot of organization for them. So this might be helpful, So there's
Yeah.
some good that's out of this.
I'm talking about migrating to Zoom and all that to
Yeah.
online. I think even if I don't know what you think about this, but I think even when we
Yes.
go back to when everything's lifted, I think a lot of
Yes.
meetings should really be online already because I don't see the
Yeah.
point of meeting that often. I
Ye-
mean, it's still needed, but maybe not that often on a personal level. It'll just be online,
Yes.
especially if we're not
Yes.
having to show pegs or things like this, no?
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's easy
Yeah.
naman for you. And I mean, like if you're meeting with a client, the event planner can still
Yeah.
also meet with you. So we can do a three-way thing or even with the hotel or
Yeah.
other venues. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good
Yes.
point. What safety measures have you more or less decided on? Or let's say, like you mentioned, this March 14 was your last event and you're
Mm-hmm.
already taking precautions. What precautions are you going to be putting in place?
Well, so business practice, I mean, our practice during that whole event was everybody wore masks. It was a requirement. So
Everybody.
me and my business partner, yeah, we all purchased masks for everybody to wear. And then there was a huge, not only a big one, but a huge alcohol bottle, or it was a gallon maybe, for
Oh,
everybody to use. So, we encourage them to keep cleaning their hands. And
yeah.
then as a precaution, we 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 really, really, really made sure that our staff would not hold the cutlery,
Yeah.
would not touch, and then our flowers would not touch it also. So, because I think now more than ever, it's the time to be responsible. It's not
Yeah.
about just making it beautiful, it's making sure that everybody is safe also.
Yeah. Because uh, it's a good thing also that as an event stylist, you're not a frontliner, not like the photographers who
Yeah.
really have, or even
Mm.
us, no, the planners.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, so even the bouquets and everything, will you sanitize that? I mean, what we have in mind?
Yeah, well, luckily the flowers, I think measures have to be maybe implemented with suppliers, vendors, and ourselves. So
Yes.
you know how Corona kind of like disappears in for 1 to 2 days, right? So flowers
Yeah.
come, maybe if they arrive, they get stored, so that's a couple of days, and then
Yeah.
when they're shipped, I want maybe the vendors to maybe wear gloves to keep
Yeah.
things safe. And then when we do work on flowers, I think one measure is to wear gloves as well, because
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, precaution has to be kept all the time.
Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
totally on with you on that one, because I remember
Mhm.
somebody was telling me that there should be less work on the venue, so most of the stuff should
Also,
already, yeah, should already be done and
yeah,
just placed there, no?
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that it's
I,
easier
I
for you guys.
yeah, Rita. And adding to that, I think we're at the age of things being the new world. I think 2020 is the new world going forward. I mean, things really have to change. I think we're back to elegance and simplicity again.
Yes.
So I think I think everything from 2019 down has been dated already. So what is the new norm?
Yes.
How do we create the classics again? Because if we look back, I don't think we can ever do elaborate setups like that. I mean, elaborate setups with so much detail anymore, because
Yeah.
it's just impossible. What if the staff members get so tired, and then they're kind of like put in predicaments that they're prone to infection and viruses. So
Yeah.
I think we just have to tweak this whole situation and make it work for us. Make it
Yeah.
still
Of course.
beautiful, make it still
Yeah.
right.
We're still striving for a win-win situation here. But
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
glad that you brought this up because let's face it, because of safety measures, the precautions that have to be taken into place. I mean, we're talking about
Yes.
setups like from ceiling decor to drapings to tunnels, what we
Yes.
normally do, right? So
Yes.
I think a lot are in agreement that everything more or less will be simplified. So
For sure.
yeah, for simplicity, Joe, do you think it will be going back to minimalism or just downgrading the look a bit more?
I was thinking about this so deeply the past few weeks, months. My whole thing is maybe there are two scenarios. Um,
Okay.
one is one is like real estate. They get a big venue,
Yeah.
and then they invite a lot, meaning maybe 200, because everybody will have to have social distancing, right? Maybe I don't know
Correct.
if
Yeah.
what's the norm now. Will it be 10 in a table? Will it be less? Maybe 6 in a table? We don't know that, right? So will they invite more guests and spread the tables out,
Yeah.
and then have less people to ensure a bigger number in their guest
Yeah.
moving that's moving forward, right? Or will they invite only the closest of family that they feel safe, and
Okay.
have a smaller venue and dress it up to the nines, right? So
Okay.
I don't know what the direction
Oh,
is, but right, because those are
yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad that you brought that up. So, recapping what you said, it's either we go the big amount, a number now will be like, let's say 200 people, maybe a bit of a
yes,
middle sized venue, but social distancing,
yes,
okay, and or a smaller intimate group of let's say 50 people, 30 people, and then
yes,
dress it
yes,
up. Okay, but what
yes.
about trends? I mean, the look. Do you think
Yeah.
we're gonna have less flowers?
Well, for sure, you want to be a little smart about doing your wedding now, because You know, I think this whole situation has proven that we are wanting just the most important things in our lives. You know,
Yes.
we realize that.
What is
So
essential?
my
Yeah.
whole correct, essential. So the essential for me is elegance and things
Okay.
to be classic. So trends wise, maybe look back, is it all worth it to have a trendy wedding? You know, maybe do a classic wedding because for sure now, you know, whoever predicted 2020 would start to be the new world, right? 2021. So
Yeah.
right? So whatever you do must hold the test of time. Obviously, whatever we've done from 2020 from 200 2019 downwards is now a
Yeah.
trend. So which weddings there look great and which
Yeah.
look like they're 2020 pre-pandemic,
Yeah. So
right?
yeah, that's a very good point because what you're saying is you don't want it to be dated.
Yeah, I think there are things in 2020 that are identifiable to 2020. Like if you
Yes.
see this wedding, oh, it looks pre-pandemic. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you see something that, oh, it looks like what it can be post-pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, no, that's a very good point. I never thought of that one. But um,
Yeah.
considering what we're undergoing right now, do you foresee that, or are you foreseeing, or even do you have any problems, do you think, of sourcing your materials, even your supply chain, from ordering the flowers to having it delivered to picking it up and, prepping it and everything? Are you going to have a problem there?
Yeah. Well, what's uncertain is the local supplier, or the local floral suppliers, because I think
Okay.
they're all just afraid to bring down their flowers from the local flower markets. But on the good side are the imported vendors,
Uh-huh.
which is that involves flights. They're actually okay. So they've been sourcing
Really?
their flowers. And yeah, because I've had roses, I've had Ecuadorian roses sent to me, but
Okay.
I guess there's sanitation involved. So I
Yeah.
guess they kind of take care of the flowers. So
Okay.
that's been continued.
Yeah.
In terms of our preparedness, what's good is we have our own inventory, so it
Yeah.
won't be an issue for us to have an elegant wedding because I think now things are going to factor in logistics. You know, the more people touching things, we can control our in Style by Joe in my company. People can control the 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 styling because we have our own things available to us. So we have our
Yeah.
candelabras available to us. We have our bases
Yeah.
available. So it won't. I mean, we can put up a wedding at the snap of a finger, easy.
And I know you're very much on the get go as far as deliverables
Yeah.
are concerned, and it's
Yeah.
reassuring because you brought a good point that um, local suppliers are having difficulty delivering,
Yes.
but
Yes.
don't you think that now is the time we should be supporting them so that they don't
Yeah.
totally disappear?
Yeah. I've always loved local flowers, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like I never had floral discrimination. I think our flowers are really, really, really nice
yeah,
and comparable to to foreign varieties. And it kind of like yeah, you're right. I want to support them as much as we can because we don't want losing what we have because they're all
yeah.
beautiful and we want our suppliers to be there and present with us.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not that much. I mean, it's slowly,
Oh,
if we don't really take care of them, they're really going to
yeah,
disappear. And of course,
yes,
it's all dictated by what's the market there. But you as an event stylist will also be, you inspire the look. You know how we do things, and when we set out
right.
the pegs and everything. And I'm really sure that you're going to be out there supporting the local growers because I know they're
We are.
hurting, also hurting. So I don't want to, again, miss out on not helping them out.
Yeah.
And which
Yeah.
leads me
I
also to
think when we
ask, sorry, go
yes.
ahead.
No, I mean when we help them, we kind of help us as well because we're one in
Yes,
this, right? And
yes,
it's a full blown industry that needs support from each other and from the
yeah,
government and from everybody else.
yeah. Because, well,
Yeah.
not many people know that, yes, it's an industry, the local flower industries, there is there, but it's not that big.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it is also suffering, which also leads me to ask because, but we haven't had the pleasure of working. I don't think so. We haven't had the pleasure of working together in a destination wedding, whether local or
Definitely. Yeah.
international. Yeah, I know.
Let's plan it.
Look
We have a
forward.
lot of time.
But
We have a lot of time. We have 2020 to plan. Rita.
something I know. Are you still open to that? Do you still want to do destination weddings?
I think even despite of this all, I'm very hopeful of positive things. I think when we have a taste of sunshine outside our doorsteps, that brings us to think of better days. So
Yeah.
that's destination weddings are definitely not out of the question. But for sure, there might be precautions involved.
Yes.
But
Yes.
when that when that day happens and we're allowed to do destination weddings again, so let's do it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, why not?
So, well, during this time that everybody's on lockdown and everything, I hear comments like, you have to adapt, which is of course necessity, and you have to
For sure.
reinvent yourself. Yeah. Are you thinking
Yeah.
of doing something like that? I mean, not to preempt what your answer, but I was thinking like,
Mm.
well, you might be doing terrariums and setting them, or something like this, because you're so
Well,
creative.
yeah, actually, that's one thing I could never stop. Like, there's at home, like I keep busy. Like, there's no day that I'm not doing anything. Like, yeah, I might be doing just a portion of my house styling. The other day, I sold flowers, so for
Oh,
Mother's Day. But as long as you want to order, I'll still do it. So I kind of
yeah.
like want to keep busy. And there's something brewing up.
Okay.
There's something we're planning. When I'm stages of planning something, but when that happens, when we develop our plans, I'll tell you. For like,
Please, please, I
I
want
will.
to be
I
one of the
will.
first to know that, so that we can also
Yeah.
help you and spread the word and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Because
For sure.
just don't surprise me so much that you're going to be doing
No, no,
cooking or whatever. I mean, like,
no. I can't. Well, if I sing, maybe okay. They'll quarantine me alone.
not bad, huh? No, because really, uh, well, somebody mentioned that you're doing TikTok tutorials, and I find that so cute.
You know, well, yeah, I love TikTok. I think TikTok is maybe the invention of this new world, because it kind of like takes your mind away for a little while.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
and everybody's doing it. You should do your own TikTok. Rita.
We have one. I know. We have a TikTok of the group, the team,
Oh,
and then
nice, cute.
that's during the anniversary. But we're gonna come out with our own TikTok, which is more recent, which is more new. I just actually we're just discussing what the music is, because I don't want something that's new. You know me.
Gotcha.
I just want
I
something
will,
I
I
can
will
dance.
follow. I will give you a big heart when that happens.
I'm gonna look
When you
forward to
release it.
that. I know, I know. We're just getting everybody, the team, well,
Yeah, yeah,
the staff, and also the on calls. And it's just
yeah,
that we're so excited with this Drinks with Rita
yeah,
episode, because it's
yes,
really caught on fire. I love doing it. It's like I'm able to talk to you, and we really miss you guys. And I'll say this. Before COVID, before the lockdown, like what you said, we had so many meetings, and let's face it, our life
yes,
is dictated by, okay, I have to go to this venue at 10, then I have at 5, I have another one, and let's face
yeah,
it, we took it for granted.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we took it
You,
for
but
granted.
yeah, you know how this feels like it's so special. Like today, this is like the highlight of my day talking to you. You know, I mean, you take things for granted. Oh, I'll see her next week or whatever. But now,
Yeah,
if you see somebody, parang you feel like you've missed them so much, and
yeah,
you wanna have a great conversation, and you make every moment count now.
yeah. um, you never knew the magnitude of how mentally and physically it affects you, that you don't get to
Yeah,
see the person anymore. Yeah,
yeah,
I can call
yeah,
you. I can, but it's different. It's different from sitting
yeah,
across you, right? And I can
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah.
oh, Joe,
The physicality. Yeah,
yeah, the whole physicality of it. So there is really also mental anguish, and I can understand and identify with people who have that. And let's face it, the event industry is really a service industry. You are in a service industry, and
yes.
and you miss that. You miss the contact with our clients
Mhm.
who through the process of planning, I mean, I think you as an event stylist gets to meet the client to, almost as much as we do. So you get to miss
Yes.
it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
now, before we get very sentimental and everything, let's take a break. More drinks, more drinks,
Okay, more drinks.
more drinks. Now that we're all in lockdown and we can only get to see each other, no more physical contact and everything. Question: have you been in touch with your fellow event stylists?
Funny. I periodically see them online.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
sounds funny, right? I see them online. Feels so real. But yeah, there's a few that I keep in touch with, and we talk, and I think we're on the same sentiment to keep hopeful,
Yeah.
because I mean, there's no other way to do this but to remain positive.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yes.
You're talking about our mental state. We really have to be there also when the time comes and this is all and the skies are clear, because our clients need us.
Yeah.
So I think we do it for them, right? We keep the
Totally.
positivity
Yeah.
for them.
No, because like you're ready on the ball on this, because like even the postponements, you're not charging
Yeah.
anything additional, and you're honoring already any deposits made, which
Yeah.
also leads me to ask, um, when you go and talk to the clients and everything, what do they often ask you aside from can you postpone? Do they ask you about should
Oh.
I change the look or things like this?
Well, we haven't really gotten to details like that, but
Okay.
fortunately, I think the clients that are drawn to the styling that we do, or I do personally, they're more simplistic. So
Okay.
I'm happy that I think looking fast forward to 2021, I think what our clients are feel secure to have a beautiful wedding still,
Yeah.
of their dreams, because they've always dreamt that pre-pandemic. So I
Yeah.
think delivery wise we can still do it, but the question is, how big is your wedding? So what is the extent of the
Yeah.
styling? Because do we have more tables? Do we have a bigger? Do they still do they still get the venue that they've booked initially? So things like
Mhm.
that. Things are up in the air.
So, are you, well, follow-up question to that is that, are you getting some inquiries, whether from abroad or local?
Oh well, yeah. There are Zoom meetings. There are
Yeah.
Zoom meetings abroad. There's a Zoom meeting locally. A few of them are just my neighbors or
Okay.
my business partner's neighbors. So you know, I mean, it's funny because you're so near yet so far, but great because you're accessible at any time.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's good and bad to this, right?
Well, to wrap things up, and I don't know where the minutes, flew. It's just so nice talking to you and touching base with you. And
Yeah.
please,
Thank you
just,
for
oh no,
encouraging a drink.
I I really like what you said, because I totally agree with you. This was the highlight of my day, being able to reach out and talk to you. It's always a pleasure just
Yeah.
seeing you.
Mine too.
And
Mine too.
I know. Please do us the pleasure of giving a short message to your followers, to your clients, to the general public out there who I know would like to hear from you.
Okay, so to everyone, keep on dreaming, keep on hoping. Your wedding will be beautiful. Rest assured. Um, your dreams are dreams for a reason. We are there to make it happen for you.
With
So
that,
let's all. So we will see you soon.
yes, yes. With that beautiful message, very nice and positive. I'd like to thank
Yeah.
Jo for spending time with us. She's always, again, a pleasure to work with. And I am so looking forward
Uh,
to seeing you again uh, on a physical level
this has
already.
been the highlight.
I know.
Highlight of my new world.
And okay, we promise we're going to be drinking wine when we see each other. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.